Mary Jane Watson or Black Cat for Spider-Man. But what happens when you remove him from the loop? And no, I don't mean as in the two of them dating. However, Black Cat is bisexual and has expressed attraction to Mary, but their relationship can be interesting as it varies over time, just going back and forth. It is, in my opinion, a very interesting deep dive in what some say is a stereotype, that being that two women are only ever in a story together to fit the narrative that they are fighting over a man. If these two characters can fall into that category, of course, varies in opinion. And personally, while I can kind of see it at the beginning of their rivalry, I think as time goes on, it definitely grows out of that area. Now, I personally am in the Spider-Man with Mary Jane camp, for the fact that I find Black Cat to be, well, a great character, finds herself kind of being tied down when she's romantic with Peter, as she's more of an anti-hero. She still has villainous ties, something that I do enjoy with the character. While Gwen for Peter, I found to just be the perfect girl, which I find kind of uninteresting. While Mary Jane is flawed just like Peter, but they're trying their best, which I think is a very interesting pairing. Two people who are completely flawed, but are trying to be good people. They have their difficulties of trying to be together, and they have their own personal demons. But yet again, opinions can always vary. You can want him to be with Black Cat, or Gwen, or Liz, or hell, even Mockingbird. Yes, that was also a thing. Now, yes, there was some rivalry between the two women for Peter's affection, starting since 1979 when Black Cat was first introduced. They weren't presented as having any real feelings for one another. Other than, I don't like you from Black Cat, or I don't care from Mary Jane. Which does make sense considering what her name is. However, there would be certainly some tension during the / post the symbiote arc. That would be, of course, lead to Venom. Now, during this time, Black Cat made a deal with crime boss Tombstone, that being that she would do a job for him and he would give her luck powers. This would result in Peter rethinking his relationship with Black Cat because, well, she worked for a villain. In post-Venom, there'd be some behind-the-scenes drama involving artists and fan reactions. This resulted in, despite Peter losing the black suit, Black Cat would actually make him one out of fabric. However, after the current team writing and drawing the book disliked the black costume, they would get rid of it. You see, Venom at one point apparently kidnapped Mary Jane Watson, and that would have resulted in her being traumatized and having implied PTSD. So seeing the man she loved in the black suit would trigger her, and therefore he would get rid of it, a choice that seemed to offend Black Cat. As it also seems like she might have had a thing for it, a word I can't say, but it starts with a F. I mean, I don't judge, but I feel like she's going a little hard in some panels. The 90s run would be the first to try to play more into what it was that the two felt for each other. That being, for the most part, straight up despise. Or jealousy over that of Peter Parker, who at the time was swinging more towards Mary Jane. And while it wasn't a huge focus, it was developed they weren't a fan of one another. However, as time went on, it seemed as if they were willing to put their differences aside in order to try to help each other in a time of crisis. Especially if it was for Peter's sake. And Black Cat, as time went on, seemed as if she no longer really cared for Peter in that manner, which is confirmed by later stories. But instead viewed Peter more as a friend. Or a mentor. We ended up getting what was, in my opinion, a very strong one-shot in the form of Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond from 2022. In this one-shot, the two women are forced to work together as Peter is in the hospital. Black Cat isn't trying to win Peter back, but instead sees him as a friend that she cares about, and still values her time with Peter. The two women, while having differences, are shown that they can actually stand together. And by the end of the actual story, they have a heart-to-heart, and it seems as if they view each other more or less in a friendly manner. Or they at least respect one another. It's, in my opinion, a very touching story with some wacky adventures in it as well. Now, as of late, the two of them got a miniseries together, and while Mary Jane and Peter broke up and Black Cat and him were together, it seems as if they're trying to be their friend again. Going as far as having Mary Jane save Black Cat with her own new powers, which I really don't like she has, but Mary does tell Black Cat that she is happy that Peter and her are together, as she knows that they love each other and that even though that it hurts her, that she's happy for them. I have a lot of issues with the recent Spider-Man run. Ben's 180 of character, Mary Jane Watson having powers, the Spider-Man Mary Jane Watson breakup, etc. However, I do think their friendship is, in my opinion, a highlight of the recent series and books. It's an interesting friendship that I think can be developed more as time goes on. However, yet again, you can disagree with that and think that they shouldn't be friends in general, as I saw some people online thinking that the two of them being friends at all is kind of out of character for both of them. Regardless, it seems like this is happening, as Marvel is kind of pushing this idea. Maybe to try to have their own Harley and Ivy, minus the relationship drama. Well, drama between the two of them. And that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!